Okay, Bobbie, you can start.
Okay, look, I'll go ahead and
Spotlight you.
start. I'm not quite sure how to put myself on gallery view, so I'm just gonna jump in and trust that that's hopefully more than good enough. Right now, I'm still adapting to using the phone as opposed to my iPad. So welcome everyone to an adapted seated yoga practice. And of course, my name is Bobbie, and I have been sharing adaptive yoga for many years now, and it's one of my favorite things to do in the whole world. And I know that chair yoga, adaptive yoga can work really well for many, many people. So all folks are welcome. Just a little maybe preamp, because once we get started, we don't want to have to get up and jump around and move around too much. I'd like to invite you to, if you know balance is a challenge, to make sure that you have what you need to keep yourself stable in your chair, so whatever device. Some of the few yoga toys that I like to have on hand frequently are blanket. We will be cooling down at the end of the practice with guided meditation and relaxation. Yeah, I'm just looking around the room, and I'm not seeing a whole lot of what I might usually bring to the class. So, and we don't always have access to a bunch of yoga props, or you might even be doing your practice away from home. And so there's lovely ways to improvise wherever we are. And so, however, that said, if you are out in public, you might want to tone it down a little bit. If you're doing kind of poses, but you know, wherever people are not sure what's going on. So anyway, that said, let's get started. So I always like to invite folks to find a comfortable sitting position to start with. And sit in a way that you feel the most at ease. So it can be challenging for our nervous system to calm down if we're uncomfortable in our bodies. And then when you're ready, an invitation to roll your shoulders back and down. Relax your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels most comfortable for you. And then when you're ready, I'd like to invite you to bring your hands to your heart center. So it might be palms together in prayer, palms open. If this placement of your hands makes you lose your balance, please choose another placement for your hands. And so we never forfeit balance to come into a pose or movement. So maybe alternatively, place your hands at your yoga belly or on your lap, whatever works for you. And so an invitation now to close your eyes softly or soften your gaze, looking downwards. And so looking down on the floor 3 or 4 feet in front of us can be calming for the nervous system. And so I had a special request to bring back reading something at the beginning of the class as just hopefully inspiring, related to our yoga practice. And so often I'll read a short poem or an excerpt from a book. And today I actually chose the lyrics of a song. And I tend to be a crybaby, so I'm not going to cry. However, this song is quite meaningful to me, and I hope that it resonates with you. And if it does, wonderful. If not, that's perfectly okay too. But so I'm just going to jump in. And so it's a song written by Dan Fogelberg. And so some time ago. And so high on the mountain, the clouds down below, I'm feeling so strong and alive from the rocky perch. I'll continue to search for the wind and the snow and the sky. I want a lover, I want some friends, and I want to live in the sun. And I want to do, okay, breath. I want to do all the things I have never done. Sunny, bright mornings and sunny sunshine coast. So maybe it is where you are too. Sunny, bright mornings and pale moonlight nights keep me from feeling alone. Now I'm learning to fly. And this freedom is like nothing I've ever known. I see the bottom and I've seen on top, but mostly I've lived in between. And where do you go when you get to the end of your dream? So off to the Netherlands, I heard a sound like the beating of heavenly wings. And deep in my brain, I can hear a refrain of my soul as she rises and sings anthems to glory and anthems to love, and hymns filled with early delight, like the songs that the darkness composes to worship light. So just one more piece. Once in a vision, I came on some woods and stood at the fork in the road. My choices were clear, yet I froze with fear of not knowing which way to go. One road was simple, acceptance of life. The other road offered sweet peace. When I made my decision, my vision became my release. And so Dan Fogelberg, Netherlands is the name of the tune. So we'll continue. On that happy note, an invitation to just roll your shoulders back and down. Relax your arms in your lap or by your side, wherever feels most comfortable. Tuck your chin in slightly, so it's parallel with the floor. So if it's helpful, you can maybe place a finger or two on your chin. Imagine a turtle. And then when you're ready, again, if you feel comfortable with your eyes closed, close your eyes softly or soft gaze down. And so notice the alignment of your knees, hips, ankles, shoulders over your hips. Again, chin in, parallel to the floor. And so ground down through your sits bones, maybe noticing where your bum and your thighs are in contact with the seat. Or maybe grounding down through your feet. And so feeling that connection with Mother Earth. And then when you're ready, an invitation, if it's available to you and you would like. And so I'd like to say that if you're blessed with a yoga buddy, of course, setting yoga buddy sets the intention of loving, compassion. And with your guidance, if you have a yoga buddy, maybe they can help with some of the movements or the placements of your hand right now. So placing one hand on your yoga belly, maybe noticing that as we inhale, our belly moves out. On exhale, belly moves in. And so maybe taking another hand to your heart center and noticing the pattern of movement of the breath between your abdomen and your upper torso. And then see if you can invite your breath to be just a little bit longer than it was when we began. And paying particular attention to the exhale. Notice the length of the exhale. And then maybe switching placement of your hands. And when we lengthen our exhale, it engages the relaxation response, allowing us to let go of holding, stress, and tension. So I'd like to invite you whenever possible during your practice to bring your awareness back to this deep, easeful breath. As ready, if your eyes are closed, gently blink your eyes open. And so falling awake, not asleep. Falling awake, not asleep. And so let's repose. So at this time, if possible, I'd like to invite you to come away from the back of the chair now so that you are supporting your own spine. And so if you are needing the back of the chair today for support, honor that. And so I know that probably several people who attend the class are wheelchair users, so your chairs are set up nicely, supporting you. And so alternatively, you might have a yoga mat, a block, or something that you can place behind your spine for support. Often I'll have a rolled up yoga mat, depending on how I'm feeling, and I'll place it along my spine. And so that can help with some of the collapsing that I think most of us do in our chest. And so we're sitting up nice and tall. And so you just forward enough so that you're able to feel your sits bones. And so sitting forward on your sits bones doesn't feel comfortable. Sit in whatever way feels supportive for you. And then when you're ready, lengthen your spine. And creating space between your vertebrae. Roll your shoulders back and down. Soft, organic movements, nothing rigid. And then it's ready, bring your hands, let them relax wherever feels comfortable for you. Chin in, parallel to the floor. And then an invitation to bring your hands to your heart center. Lift your heart to your hands, bow your head to your heart. And an invitation today to maybe set an intention for your practice, if that works for you. So it might be an area of your body or condition you'd like to work on. So intention, setting intention, be a really powerful practice. It's done sincerely. And alternatively, I'd like to offer a theme for the class today, if that works for you. And so the theme for today's class is I am, I can, and I will. And then when you're ready, relax your arms wherever feels most comfortable for you. And then an invitation to bring your hands together. So again, this is a lovely practice done with a yoga buddy, if you have one there with you. So rub your hands together a little and bring your hands apart. Notice a bit of warmth, heat between your hands. Rub your palms together again, your hands. And so I love sharing that there's research now that actually shows what we've always known, that our hands are not only connected to our heart, but to our mind as well. And so I'd like you to notice where in your body you're holding stress or tension, and see if you can take some of that loving energy from your hands to that place on your body. Yeah, allowing your body to absorb the energy coming through your hands. And then rub your palms together again. And this time, maybe thinking of a new place where you need a little extra loving kindness, and place your hands there. Open to receive. Awesome. And so you just take a moment, notice if your breath still long and smooth and easeful. And so during the practice today, I am going to reference the breath often as a way to check in, tune into what's going on in our body. Also to the sensations that we feel. in our body. So it really requires being tuned in to notice the sensations. So probably not going to be a rocket ship across the sky, but trust that the sensations are there. And so my suggestion today, if pain care, pain management is a challenge, if any time anything that I share with you exacerbates pain, your pain, don't do it. Please come out of the pose or the movement and just sit and take a few moments. You might bring your awareness to your breath or whatever it is that you know how to do to take care of yourself. And really online, it's difficult to know what's going on for people individually. And so yoga has a unique philosophy, and one of the first principles is do no harm. And so, first of all, for ourselves. And so I trust you're taking good care wherever you are. And so moving on, I'd like to invite you to tap your fingers. And so micro movements, visualizing the movements, focusing on what we can do. And then maybe tapping from your pinkies to your thumbs. Oh, I am, I can, and I will. And then thumbs to pinkies. So these hand movements can be quite challenging. We're really not used to moving our hands in this way. So as long as you're moving your fingers, your hands, you are strengthening your hands, the neural connections. And then Brave New World, if you'd like, you maybe move from right to left. This one I find particularly challenging, so focus on what you can do. And then how about a little air piano? Woohoo. I like to throw a little bum dance in there. And then when you're ready, if you'd like and it's available to you, I'd like to invite you to reach your arm up to the sky. And so reaching up as high as feels comfortable for you. And then slowly float your arm down. So 3 more times, same side, gentle movements, reaching your arm up to the sky, as high as feels comfortable for you. And slowly float your arm down. And so this time, let's explore linking our breath with our movement, if that works for you. If linking your breath with your movement doesn't work, breathe in whatever way you can. And so inhale, reach up to the sky. And slowly on exhale, float your arm down. It's as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end point. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Relax both arms down by your side. Rest your hands on your lap or wherever feels comfortable. Take a moment, and then we'll begin on the other side. So reaching your arm up to the sky. So you can turn a gentle gaze up towards the ceiling if that feels okay for your neck. Maybe your eyes meet where the ceiling meets the wall. And then slowly float your arm down. So gentle movement, reaching up to the sky. Slowly float your arm down. And so the tradition that I was trained in, so I kind of think of it as the middle path. If you break a sweat, and I certainly am, it's evidenced probably by the sweat stains or sweat that is visible in the video, I'm not sure. But so breaking a sweat is okay, however, nothing extreme. And so reaching up to the sky on an inhale. On exhale, float your arm down. So it's as if on our inhale, there's a beginning, a middle, and an end. On exhale, a beginning, a middle, and an end. Relax your arms wherever feels most comfortable for you. And take a moment, maybe notice how's your breath. It's our old friend, our breath. Notice any subtle sensations. And from here, let's explore reaching both arms up to the sky. So today it might be that you're reaching both arms, maybe one arm up. And then slowly float your arm down, arms, and a little wiggly fidget. So I always like to say, be creative, right? Whatever your body is asking of you, we'll shake out. And so I generally have my hair tied back, so hopefully I'm not flipping my hair too much. I am going to take a little bit of, bring my water a little closer. It is that time of year, it is springtime, which is lovely. It can also be a time of allergies, colds, flus, etc. as we transition. Yeah, I'm sort of on a healing road from being sick recently, so I've really missed several classes, and I'm so appreciative that you're still here and that I still have the privilege of sharing this class. And so yeah, moving forward, I don't want to be a talking head. And so I think it'd be good to repose. And so ground down through your feet, centering ground through the soles of your feet, or ground down through your sits bones. Lengthen your spine, shoulders back and down. Chin in, parallel to the floor. And hands can rest wherever you like. And so from here, I'd like to invite you to just roll your wrists in one direction. Soft, organic movements, nothing rigid. And then maybe see if you can slow the movements right down. So mindful movement. And then if you like, take a look at your hands with appreciation for all that they do. And then it's ready in your own time, roll your wrists in the opposite direction. And again, your arms can be as high or low as feels comfortable for you. So for me today, kind of up a little higher feels good. And then imagine, if you'd like to, you're moving your hands through water. So water is feminine energy, cooling, yin. So yin is a style of yoga. You might, if you're curious, you can look it up online. Lovely practice. Or, push your palms away, pull your hands back. And push your hands away, pull your hands back. Push your hands away, pull your hands back. And so with this gentle movement, we are getting the synovial fluid, so kind of Mother Nature's WD-40, flowing into all the joints in our arms. And we're also hopefully getting into the muscles, the tight muscles on the inside and outside of our shoulder blades. So it's like we're giving ourselves a little back massage. And push your hands away, pull your hands back. And then when you're ready, relax your arms wherever feels most comfortable for you. And notice, how's your breath? Notice any subtle sensations. And so maybe can you name the sensation? Has anything changed for you energetically since we started? So maybe you're feeling a little more energized. Maybe you're feeling fatigue. Alternatively, I know some folks will feel an energy kind of moving through their spine, if you will. And so, no judgment. Yoga meets us exactly where we are. And so moving on to go for a yoga swim. And so we could start freestyle. So arms can be as high or low as you like. And then have a backstroke. So when I'm kind of doing the movements themselves, I like to do 3 or 4 at least with each. And so let's do breaststroke. Clearly, I'm not a great swimmer in the water. My go-to frequently is dog paddle. Some of you might be professional swimmers or seasoned. And how about side stroke? Maybe you're a fish. And other side, stretch. And again, arms can be as high or low as feels good for you. And then let's finish up with butterfly. So I don't suggest doing butterfly in a pool or water. Apparently it's more complicated than what I knew. The one thing I did learn for some friends who are serious swimmers is to maybe keep my fingers together. It gives us a little more traction. I guess I'll have to check it out at once. Wow. And so take a moment and notice you're probably feeling a little more energized. And so moving on, from here, I'd like you to bring your awareness to your feet. And so maybe visualizing your feet. If you can, you might lean forward, take a look at your feet. So our feet often get ignored. And so it's important that we pay attention to our feet. And so ground down to your feet, centering ground through the soles of your feet. And so we want to keep our connection with Mother Earth. We tend to start losing that. Root down through your sits bones, maybe noticing where your bum and your thighs are in contact with your seat. So you can always do a little bum dance. And it's always good to move the buttock flesh away from our sits bones. So if you're like me and you sit a lot, moving this flesh away from the sits bones can be a good practice. Lengthen your spine. Shoulders back and down. Chin in, parallel to the floor. And so from here, I'd like to come into a few of the gentle movements in the spine. So really, I'm working on keeping an eye on the time, making sure that I end the class early enough that we can have a chat at the end of the class if folks want to hang out for a bit. So I'm just going to put my watch over here by my chair. And so, sitting up tall. So we're down through your feet, centering ground through the soles of your feet, or ground down through your sits bones, doing that little bum dance. Spine is long, shoulders back and down. Chin in, parallel to the floor. And so I'd like to invite you to reach one hand towards the earth And so towards the floor, and it's more than okay to hold on to the underside. Actually, I'm just going to take my watch back and put it on the floor. The chair's much. So you hold on to the underside of the chair, wherever you need to feel balanced. And so your hands reaching towards the floor as if you're reaching to pick something up. And so we want our shoulder lined up with shoulder. If it's helpful, you can imagine that you're seated between two panes of glass. Keeping your sits bones on the chair, we'll move from side to side. And so if it's helpful, you can exhale as you reach towards the floor. Inhale, come back center. Exhale, reaching towards the floor and the other side. Inhale, come back center. For today, it might be that you're inhaling to one side, exhale to the other side. And so if you're congested or you have an obstruction, breathe in whatever way you can. And so you might notice that as we warm up, the movements become more easeful. Perhaps we're able to go a little bit deeper. And then slowly come on back to a neutral spine. Take a moment and notice how you feel. And so if any of the movements or the poses today make you feel dizzy, nauseous, please come out of the pose or the movement. And if possible, some of you are live and you can let me know what's going on for you. Alternatively, you don't want to be feeling dizziness or nausea. So come out of the pose or the movement, take a break, and maybe explore if you'd like to come into it a little more gently or slowly. Or alternatively, it might be that it's not the movement or pose for you today. And so hopefully I'm able to share a few modifications if needed. And also if you need to leave the space for any reason to take care of yourself, of course, please do, and know that I'm here. And you're welcome to tune in again or not. And so yeah, enough talking. So from here, we're going to come into a gentle twist. And so your hand maybe slides in towards your hip, head turns last. And we'll move dynamically. So twisting from side to side. This is a gentle twist. We're not going to our full range of movement. And if sliding your hands along your thighs doesn't feel cool, doesn't feel good, invitation to explore maybe just hovering above. So moving energetically. And then slowly finish up the movement that you're on. Take a moment, notice how you feel. Soft belly, quiet breath. So not about what the pose or the movement looks like. The diagnostic tool is how do I feel? No judgment. And so recently I've been adding that this is a body positive class. And so let's repose. So it might be that you scoot your hips forward in the chair a little bit, and then walk them back, or do a little bum dance. Sitting up nice and tall. An invitation to push one foot down into the floor. So it might be an energetic pushing down, and then push the opposite leg down, foot into the floor. And maybe noticing, can you feel one foot more than the other? So lengthen your spine, shoulders back and down. And And so. From here, I'd like to come into a practice called nerve flossing, and nerves like movement. And so we'll begin by making sure that you're sitting up nice and tall. And then when you're ready, reach your arm up. So this time we're only going to bring our arm up at the furthest point along our shoulder. If that doesn't feel good for you, you can explore lowering your arm. Turn your palm face up and then extend your arm away from you. So bring your arm back center, palm face down, release. Other side, reach up, spiral your palm open, extend your arm away from you. Bring your arm back center, palm face down, release. And so we'll practice this a few more times. And so again, you might be visualizing the movement today. That could be a good starting point. So you reach up, turn your palm face up, extend your arm away from you. Bring your arm back center, palm face down, release. Begin again, fin again, float your arm up, spiral your palm open. Moving with grace and ease, extend your arm away from you. Bring your arm back center, palm face down, release. And so take a moment. So really the yoga happens between the poses and movements in a way. So notice how's your breath, how are you feeling? Any subtle sensations? And so moving on, I'd like to continue with the same arm movements if possible. However, this time I'd like to add a sound to the movements. And so of course we know that sound has a vibration. And so this particular sound, I'm told by people who experience spasms that it can help with the spasms. The sound is shh. And so for me, I have an intention tremor. And so apparently as we age, once we get into our older years, we all develop a tremor. And so it can be generally on the dominant hand that tremors the most. And so I'm right hand, so my right hand tends to tremor. And I find that the sound shh can help with the tremors, the calm. And so don't take my word for it, investigate, notice how you feel. So here we go. Inhale, reach up, spiral your palm open. So if it feels okay for your neck, turn a soft gaze, pass your middle finger making the shh sound, or you keep a soft gaze forward if your neck feels uncomfortable turning it. So here we go. Shh. Bring your arm back center, palm face down, release. Other side, reach up, spiral your palm open, moving with grace and ease, send your arm away from you, making the sound shh. Inhale, come back center, palm face down, release. So if you like, we could practice this one more time on each side. Float your arm up, spiral your palm open, exhale, shh. Inhale, come back center, palm face down, release. Other side, reach up, spiral your palm open, extend your arm away from you. Shh. Inhale, come back center, palm face down, release. Wow. Take a moment. Notice how's your breath, our old friend, our breath. Notice any subtle sensations. Okay. And so I think from here, I'd like to share a practice with you called Breath of Joy. And so, I find the springtime particularly can be a joyful transition into more light, longer days. So Breath of Joy. And it can be energizing. So I'd like to invite you to make sure that before we begin to practice Breath of Joy, we are going to be taking arms out front and out to the side if possible. And so to make sure that there is not a hard surface that you can put your hand on, not a person. You don't want to be whacking your yoga buddy or neighbor. And of course, you're more than welcome to anything that I invite you to do as an invitation. So here we go. So Breath of Joy is 3 sniffs, inhaling through your nose. If you're congested, of course, breathe in whatever way you can. And so here we go. We're going to get started. Jump in. Inhale, 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 and drop. So Breath of Joy, 2 more rounds. Inhale, 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 and drop. One more time. Breath of Joy. Inhale, 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 and drop. So pretty difficult to be unhappy and be reaching our arms up to the sky. From here, I'd like to come into a practice called sun breath. Actually, maybe I'll wait a little bit for sun breath. I think more important at this point to come into a side bend. And so again, repose. So you're sitting up nice and tall. You're grounded through your sits bones. You're grounded down through your feet. Spine is long, shoulders back and down, chin in. So side bend, an invitation to take hold of the underside of your chair. If you are a wheelchair user, kind of holding on to wherever feels appropriate for you to be stable in your chair. Extend your opposite arm. And so I'll give you 3 arm placements for this side bend. So the first one might be to place your hip at your hand at your hip, some back and tuckers, or it might be that your hand comes up to your shoulder, which is where my hand's going to be today, or maybe reaching up and over feels good for you today. And so you choose, this is your yoga practice. So let's begin again. So we're sitting up tall, hold the underside of the chair, extend your opposite arm, spiral your palm open. On inhale, bring your arm up to your place. Exhale, come into your side bend. Turn your gaze down towards the floor to release your neck and breathe into your side body, into your rib cage. Can you imagine breathing in below your rib cage? And slowly come out of the pose on the side. So begin again, fin again, extend your arm out to the side, spiral your palm open, breathe in, reaching up to your place, and breathe out, come into your side bend. Turning a soft gaze down towards the floor to release your neck, breathe into your rib cage. Can you imagine breathing in below your rib cage? And release. So let's do this practice one more time on each side. So you're taking hold of the underside of the chair, wherever you need to feel stable and balanced. Send your opposite arm, spiral your palm open. Take your hand to your shoulder, your place, maybe up and over. And keeping sits bones on the chair, come into your side bend. Can you feel you're creating space in your rib cage? Palm face down, come out of the pose on this side. Take a moment as you're ready. When you are ready, extend your opposite arm, spiral your palm open. Soft bend in your elbow, nothing rigid. Reach up to your place. And come into your side bend. So really hopefully feeling this lovely stretch along your side. Palm face down. Release. And so take a few moments to notice how you feel. Notice any subtle sensations. And so moving on, I'd like to come into a practice called body tapping. So the air, I don't know where everyone is. I know one of my students is in California. And it's probably quite warm there right now, I hope anyways. The weather's been so wacky. But here on the Sunshine Coast, the lower mainland, it is quite, even though the sun's shining, the air is still quite cool, cold even. So let's warm up a little bit. So I'd like you to, with some body tapping, maybe tap down the outside of your legs. And so you only come forward as if you're feeling stable in your chair, you only come forward as far as feels comfortable for you. And then tap the inside coming. And so tap, tap, tap. So if you have low or high blood pressure, you're not going to want your head below your heart. So you just tap down to wherever it feels comfortable and then tap back up the inner thighs. And now we're going to switch it up a little bit. We're going to tap from the inner thighs down and then come on up. And one more time in your own time and rhythm. Again, Yoga Buddy can help with this. And so if you haven't finish up the movement that you're on. And come back to sitting comfortably, effortlessly upright. And so from here, I'd like to invite you to extend your arm out to the side. So we're going to practice kind of a funny version of a tree hug. I'm exploring this for the first time today. So your feet a little wider, maybe toes turned out if that works. Knees are bent, of course, because we're seated. And then I want you to imagine you're hugging a tree. So get a big old tree. And then inhale, extend your arms up and around. And maybe this time, as you hug your tree, we bring our arms around the tree, switch which arm is on top. Inhale. Exhale. Release your arms down. Shake up. Okay. So that was fun, inspired by a teacher who I think is amazing. Yoga teacher. And so now I'd like to do a modified version of this practice. We are going to do a bear hug. So again, arms out by your side. And this time, however, I'd like you to take your hands and place one on your side body, the other on your shoulder. And then if it feels okay for you, we're just going to kind of move from side to side. Giving ourselves a bear hug. And then when you're ready, remembering which arm is on top, extend your arms out to the side. And this time we're going to cross opposite arm over. If you can hold on to your side body, place your hand on your shoulder and chin in if you like. And this time maybe moving, if you like, in the opposite direction. So just give yourself a cuddle, a bear hug. And then it's ready, arms by your side, and relax. And a little shake up. Okay. So I think it's that time. So we're going to transition into a short guided meditation and your final relaxation. And so feel free to get whatever you need to sit yourself up comfortably. I think I'm going to sit back in my rocking chair. I'm going to throw a blanket on it, and then I'm going to come to the screen. I do have a little bunny rabbit who's he was Easter bunny for 4 days this time of year. So you might see EB popping around, but he looks pretty chill right now. So feel free to adjust your lighting. We only have a couple moments, so this is going to be really short. And then we'll hopefully have a moment or two to share if you'd like. And so palms face down. On your lap, draw your hands in towards your hips. Look down and into your heart, see what you can see. And then breathe into your heart. And so breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. Grab my pillow to ground. Support, squishy pillow. That's too big, but oh well. That's all I have right now. And so breathing in, I know that I'm breathing in. Breathing out, I know that I'm breathing out. So your hands can be under a blanket, under a pillow. So dwelling on the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I release. Dwelling on the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. And so we'll just sit and take a few breaths together with a gentle reminder. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I release. Dwelling in the present moment, I know this is a wonderful moment. Breathing. And so come into whatever comfortable position you'd like for your final relaxation. And so if you have the ability to recline in your chair, feel free. So make sure that your head and neck is supported. You're probably going to start cooling down. Make sure you have what you need to stay warm. And so eyes are closed softly, focused inward, or a soft gaze downwards. Relax your hands in your lap, palm up or palm down as desired. Soft yoga belly, the area between our navel and our pubic bone. Quiet breath. Allow the breath to reflect the pose, serenity pose. Relax your shoulders back and down. Those soft, organic movements. So this is not a big scrunch up towards our ears. Essentially, we're inviting our shoulders to soften away from our ears. So soften around your jaw. Let there just be a little space between your teeth. Soften your lower jaw. And so if it feels good, you can bring your hands to the places that I'm cueing on your face, your head. So soft temples, wide forehead. And silently, if you like, on inhale, saying let. On exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. If it's challenging to quiet the mind, placing our hands on our yoga belly and bringing our awareness to our breath can be helpful. And so I see it's time. So without changing anything, bring your awareness back to your breath. Thank your body again. And so something lovely I heard years ago, our bodies are the best home our mind will ever have. And now see if you can begin to deepen your inhale, lengthen your exhale. And so if bringing your awareness to your breath doesn't work for you, maybe bring a gentle awareness to a sense of gravity. Pulling your shoulders down away from your feet, or shoulders away from your ears, grounding down to your feet. Soles of your feet connecting with the earth. Or it might be that you take a look around the beautiful space that you're in and name 3 objects to bring us back to the present. And so let's going to turn the light on again. Okay. So thank you, everyone. Timing's not that great still, but anyway, work in progress. So the teacher me honors and appreciates the teacher in each of you. That includes Kausar, my wonderful tech host, and all of you who participate and come to the classes, and yeah, near and far. So thank you. Notice how you feel before and after yoga. And I'll just open it up for a moment or two for questions if you'd like. And I'm not entirely sure that I can figure out how to put myself in gallery view. If I can, wonderful. Oh, it looks like it's just me and you, Kausar. Is that right? Or is there? So, oh my goodness. I just saw you.
There's lots of us, Bobbie.
I had no idea. I was hoping. So, tears of joy. Lovely to see so many friends. So, to quote a friend, so I love all things yoga, and one of the greatest gifts of our yoga practice is the loving, authentic community that it brings together. So rock on, everybody. I'm going to start. I'll kind of let my tears drop. If you have any questions or feedback, please feel free to take yourself off mute.
We're here.
We're here. And I'm glad I'm here. I've been missing Wednesdays with you because I've been teaching and going to curling. So it's almost over.
Yeah. Awesome. So really awesome, great work. You and Marnie teaching curling, the folks adapted. So yeah, I'd love to get out there one of these days.
And Everybody's welcome.
Right on.
Try.
And oh, Michael, that smile. You're in the sunlight of the spirit.
I went out on the deck with the cherry blossoms.
Ooh. So yeah,
Beautiful.
I heard something about cherry blossoms, all the kind of little petals that fall are like snowflakes falling.
My backyard's full of them. It's beautiful.
You
Yeah.
A little messy, but beautiful.
you can get caught in a pink out.
Pardon?
A pink out
A pink out rather than a blackout.
or a white out.
Right.
Mine's a white out more.
Cool.
Michael, I love your picture back there. Did you paint it or did somebody else? Nice. Well, I really appreciate you, Bobbie, and everybody else. It's great to see you. And Connectra, Culser, everyone. Thank you.
Concert. Yeah. So, okay, I guess I'll just say till we meet again and enjoy the spring weather. And I'll see you again next week. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you, everyone.
Woohoo.
See you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.